Let me introduce a new guest at home base. We're going to talk with former Congressman Ron Paul. At Loudmouth number 2, we have, of course, Lisa Sliwa, one of the co-founders of the Guardian Mandate. Congressman Paul, I should say, Ron, you're running for the presidency of the United States now. Tell me on this 4th of July, cool it, will you please? How can you call for something that I think is un-American, the legalization of drugs in this country?
Because I detest the use of drugs, and I think we would have a lot less drugs used if they were legal. I think it's part of the American system to let people make freedom of choices. We let them read literature and pick and choose what they should read and study. We let them pick which religion they want to follow, very important subjects. So we let people in a free society make their decisions on what's best for their body. We think that smoking sometimes...
Wait a second, Lisa, I'll let you jump in here. Lisa, let me finish this.
So we believe that individuals in a free society can make choices about their own personal habits. We believe they can eat what they want. Sometimes
Have
they
you
eat too many.
always felt this way?
Yes, well...
Even when you weren't a libertarian congressman, you're running as a libertarian.
Yes, I was a libertarian congressman. I have always... I wouldn't say that when I was 22 I endorsed all the same views. But
were you a Democrat or a Republican?
I was a Republican, but I was a libertarian Republican. I always voted a libertarian voting record.
In other words, you believe that the government should stay out of our personal business altogether.
Yeah, this
well, it
is
happens
correct.
To be my...
Matter of fact,
all right, that's good, guys. It also happens to be my personal business if I want to kill my 4-year-old kid, right?
No, wait a minute. Wait, you're giving libertarian a distorted explanation.
No, sir. You people gave it to yourselves in your platform.
No, let me explain that. The answer is that we are allowed to do what we want. We even permit people to smoke cigarettes. That happens to be the most deadly drug in the United States today. Kills 320,000 people.
I appreciate it.
And maybe we ought to make it illegal.
I wish you'd ban it.
Good.
If you would,
then
sir,
you
I'd
can
put it
buy
out in your eye right now.
You can buy it out on the street and pay $5 a package. No, in a free society, we are allowed to make these choices. We can't protect us from ourselves, but there is a strict line that libertarians draw, and that is that you can't step over the bounds and injure somebody else. And this is what the drug laws are doing. They're overstepping the bound. Just the other day, they walked into somebody's house. They suspected he was a drug dealer. He was using his automatic selector, and the police marched in, and they said it looked like a gun after they killed the man. In America. Is that what America's all about? I'd say no. We want privacy. We want due process of the law.
Just a few days ago, one of this young lady's people was almost killed, all right?
Well, her attitude looks like she incited hostility.
Was almost killed because of your type of demented thinking.
No, because I defend the Constitution.
Let me tell you.
How can I take anyone seriously who looks like...
How serious your war on drugs is.
Mark!
The guy looks like he just came from Emmett Kelly's funeral.
You're avoiding the issue when you attack his clothes. Stick to the issue. Right. The issues are drugs and freedom.
Stick to the issues, pal.
Mr.
If I had a slime like you in the White House, I'd puke on you.
You people who support the laws are the greatest protector of the drug dealer. The drug dealer under our system
You are the protector of the drug dealers because you give them the business. We don't.
If you want to put the drug dealer out of business overnight, is legalize drugs. There's no drug dealer.
Right.
Why don't we have prohibition of alcohol? Who's for prohibition of alcohol in this room? Who's for prohibition of alcohol?
Can I ask a question?
3 people.
Can I ask a question?
There are only 3
No, I want to go to
people.
Congressman Rangel for just a second. Congressman, you've had an opportunity to be on the phone hearing this. As an elected official, what would you say to this man who would be president?
Well, I don't believe he's serious. At least that position got him on your show, which is far more publicity than he's probably gotten before. But it just seems to me that if just to talk about it would be an immoral surrender to the drug laws. It cannot work. It is not going to work, and we will be surrendering before we even fought a battle.
That's right. We have not yet begun to fight. We have not really waged a war. This man could only be president of
the laws protect the CIA to run illegal wars. That's what they're doing. All the crime in the world, the terrorist nations, they depend on the profits from drugs. $500 billion a year. There's more money, listen to this, there's more money spent on illegal drugs than on food in the world. If you care about people, let them spend the money on food, not on drugs. Drugs are worthless. They're totally worthless.
Are you telling me that it's a person's own choice to use drugs?
It's a personal choice.
Let me ask you something. Wait a time out. There's a difference between drugs and religion. Although drugs are religion to somebody. How do they make a choice when their mind is screwed up? And you mentioned the Constitution. How do they defend that Constitution if they've got bubbles?
Where do you buy it from?
Why didn't they have a drug law until 1914? Why? Tell me.
Where do you
Why? Why didn't they have a drug law? Did you ever hear
Because it
George
took that long to
Washington?
find out the
Tell
problems
me
we were
where
having
Thomas
because of legal
Jefferson had a
drugs.
drug law. Show me. Where were the drug laws
You know what?
during the 19th century?
There were also no speeding
Where were
laws
they?
for cars. We
There
didn't have
weren't
the
any
problem.
cars,
Right.
Mark.
We didn't have
Hey,
the problem.
cars.
Walk
We
down the
didn't
street
have
and
the
shoot
problem.
somebody
You're
in those
talking
days.
about people's freedoms, right?
Hush.
You're talking about people's freedoms. Listen, the only thing you could be president of is Disneyland because you are in another world.
You don't make any sense.
All right. Let me come back to the Libertarian candidate for President of the United States, former Congressman Ron Paul. Ron, what's wrong with taking away some drug dealers now, notice I'm saying, yacht or limousine when drugs are found aboard? I mean, I happen to like zero tolerance.
Well, zero tolerance has been real good for our movement, too. Finally, the people got fed up and realized that zero tolerance was total destruction of privacy in the Constitution. So we're delighted with it. This is now the mayor of Baltimore and the mayor of Washington now has come out and said, you know, maybe we better look at the libertarian alternative. They say, maybe the drug laws aren't working. Maybe we should look for freedom and liberty as an explanation on letting the responsibility go back to the individual to make decisions about eating habits, sexual habits, smoking habits. Oh, hush.
Probably got beautiful cars.
You know, we tried that in the 60s, and that's what got
well,
us
you
in
don't
the jam
understand
we are
what
in
freedom
today.
is all about.
No,
and
you don't
freedom works
understand
at-
about the streets. I can tell you about what
Oh,
goes
we
on
all
on
know
the
about the
streets.
street.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can tell.
That's
The
right.
drug laws
Yeah.
created the street.
Before you were
People
born,
like you
we knew
create
about
the
the street.
problem.
Long
You're
before
the
you were born.
problem. You're
Joe,
the
Before
problem.
you were
Joe,
born.
It's
Joe,
We
do you,
haven't
bad you
even-
wait a
give
second,
the...
Lisa, let me ask Joe, do you have any problem with revoking driver's licenses of drug users or searching a house given probable cause?
I have no problem with that. I have no problem
And
with
shooting
taking
them
their
too?
liberty away because
And
they've given
shooting
it.
them?
I have no problem.
And shooting them?
If they
when they
shoot
don't
it-
have drugs?
If they
because
shoot
they
it,
made a
if
mistake?
they shoot at me, my friend,
Because
their
they made a
ass is
mistake,
mine.
you
I'll
shoot
tell you
them?
that right
well,
now.
they'll be in and check on you and your religion and call it a
You
cult.
come right ahead, my friend, and
They'll
check
call
on
it a
me.
cult and
I'll
they'll put
stand a
you out
better
of
check
business.
than you will, you stupid idiot, you.
You know, I love the thinking machine called the liberal brain. No guns. Guns are terrible. Defense against guns,
well,
all right?
we've been listening
Who do
to-
we read in the paper? Shot a guy,
Carl
Carl Rowan. Carl Rowan,
Mark,
who's been
come on,
saying
boy.
no,
They're
we should have
hypocrites.
guns.
Put
They're
the
a
money
bunch
where
of
the
phonies and
loudmouths
they're a
are.
bunch of hypocrites.
Let's put
Oh,
the
we're
money
We
not
where
have
the
not
You're the
yet.
hypocrite.
Wait a minute. You got your piece. Can I
No,
say
I
Are you
didn't.
from the Hells Angels?
No.
Where are you from? You from the Hells Angels? I never heard of it. You sound like the Hells Angels.
I guess your brain is too fried by drugs
Hey.
to read
Oh,
Guardian.
yeah,
Right
Hey,
I can't wait.
Joe,
Wouldn't it be a wonderful thing for this guy to be president and get into a debate with somebody from Russia? Can you hear this guy screaming?
at least I wouldn't be from George Bush and the CIA and dealing in drugs, right,
That's
Bo?
unbelievable.
Right? Yeah, George Bush and the CIA dealing in drugs. It'll be a lot better debate.
Before we start to legalize drugs, Mort, I would like to at
Let's
least...
legalize freedom. We don't want to legalize drugs. We want to legalize
Let's-
freedom. Freedom of choice.
You want to give it away. Who do you want to surrender to, Peru?
Freedom. Freedom, liberty.
Let's at least, before we give in to this idea of legalizing drugs,
Let's
which is
fight
going to
the war.
create
Oh,
a
will you
war,
shut up a minute, Otto?
let us fight a real war
All right.
with real troops,
Good.
make a real commitment,
Good.
and get these phony
Good.
hypocrites out of
Good.
there.
You're the 50% of the people in prisons have to rob
How
in
much
order to get the
legal
money to
drugs are you
buy
gonna
the
give a
drugs
person?
Let me
to keep the
introduce this
CIA
gentleman.
fighting their illegal war.
Let me go to loudmouth number 2. Mr. Ostrowski, would you? Go ahead, Colonel.
We keep going back to Bush and the CIA and the illegal war.
You
it was
bring
the
it up
liberal
to it.
Congress, Mr. President, that caused the victory.
Thank you. Thank you.
It
Thank
was
you.
the liberal Congress
Hey.
that caused Ollie North to have to go over on an Irish passport.
And disobey the Constitution is what he did.
And the fact that a nut like you can run.
Tell the Constitution up and threw it in the trash.
It's either right or it's wrong, and you're wrong.
The fact that a nut like you can run for president shows just how much freedom we have.
And destroyed our Constitution. Matter of fact, he had a plan to rewrite the Constitution.
Vote for it, but it won't be for Ron Paul.
Bo,
for
let
tyranny.
me ask you something. 1964, and you got this jaboni in the White House. Would you go over to Vietnam and serve for him?
No, there'd be no Vietnam Wars if the libertarians are
There'd be no nation! There'd be no nation! There'd be no
money here at home.
We'll be back in a second. Get out of here. And I would like to come to the Libertarian presidential candidate.
Yes, I think we deserve a minute on what you indicate. You said if the Libertarians in charge, there would be no America. Clearly, let me challenge some of you who may be even leaning toward the conservative philosophy. Ask me why we still finance the communists. Ask me why 70% of the military budget is spent overseas. Ask me why the good airplanes are overseas and the lousy airplanes are not here in the lousy airplanes are in the Air National Guard. I would say clean out the State Department, spend more money on our national defense, have an anti-communist policy, don't sign these treaties with the Soviet, don't extend loans to the Soviet Union, and not to fight these wars with the funds we raise from the illegal drugs. So under the libertarian society, no, we don't fight Vietnam Wars, we don't fight the Korean Wars, we fight wars to defend America, and we stand for America, we stand for freedom.
We get high!
Yes, we get high. We get high, Bart. We get high on the ideas of freedom. We get high because freedom and liberty is worth it. Say no. Say no. Yeah, let me answer that. Just say no. Assume the responsibility of yourself. Don't assume the government makes your decision. You say no. Don't say the government do it. You say no. You have the courage to do it.
I think I detect his voice changing. Maybe his cojones are getting small.
No-nos against drugs. It's a program geared primarily down to kindergarten. We do it through music, a cartoon character called Little No-No, the drug fighter. No one else in the United States is giving us a hand.
One is a tyrannical approach to solving a social medical problem, and we endorse the idea of voluntarism and self-responsibility, family, friends, and churches to solve problems, rather than saying some monolithic government is going to make you take care of yourself and be a better person. It's a preposterous notion. It never worked. It never will. The government can't make you a better person. It can't make you follow good habits. Why don't they put you on a diet? You're a little overweight, and I think you'd be in better health.
You're a little choked out. You want to make president. You're a little choked out.
You know, I'm tired of people like you.
Have the government do that.
I'm tired of people like you using the Constitution to do whatever you want to do. If we legalize drugs, we're giving up on the whole country.